Thank you, Coach Bunzel, for being here.
Yep.
To start us off, we're going to start off with the men's. After a strong season with the cross-country men's season and a good first indoor meet in December, what are your expectations for UNK's track this winter and spring?
As always, we're excited about the track season we have coming up. We were happy with how the cross-country season went. Conference cross-country meet didn't turn out as well as we wanted, but we bounced back 2 weeks later and had a great regional meet. So given what we had graduated the year before and coming back and having 3 freshmen on our top 5, we were just a couple points out of 5th place at the regional, and we were really excited about that, to be honest with you. As far as transitioning into track, yeah, we had our December meet, which is more probably a field event and a little bit in the short sprints and hurdles based meet, but it was a good start for us. We had Andrew Heine in the shot put, who's a sophomore for us, have a really good first meet. Had some vaulters do well right off the bat, and our best sprinter in the 60 meters, Preston Foley, is starting the year healthy this year. Last year he had an ankle injury coming out of the football season, and so it was just good to get started. And classes start here pretty quick, and we'll get into our the bulk of our indoor season then starting next week.
Now, still regarding your men, talk about your large roster and the number of newcomers who you think will be making an impact on the indoor and outdoor season.
Yeah, we never know. I mean, I guess, first of all, just the concept of us having a bigger roster, a lot of that comes out of the fact of we're just not a big scholarship school. So we tend to take the approach with the scholarship resources we have of still trying to be a balanced team, but honestly having a lot of developmental athletes. So when you talk about a freshman having an impact on the team, I don't know on our men's team how often we have a freshman have a big impact on our team, because a lot of times it is guys that have to come in and develop, and it's not until their second year, or maybe for sure by their third year, you're hoping that they contribute by then. So when you see the size of our roster, that probably a lot of has to do with scholarship resources and our desire to still maintain a balanced track program and not just focus in one area or the other or something along those lines. So as you and that we're a little bit different maybe than some of the other schools in our there are a lot of schools in the conference that probably have big rosters too, but their scholarship situation is different than ours. Most of them, that's the case. And so we're just excited to see those freshmen develop, and that's probably our goal with them.
So this season, what events are you hoping the team will be strong in and will be strong and come this conference meet?
Where we're kind of covering indoor and outdoor here, I would say, first indoors, we hope that the throws are good for us, but that's a strong area in the conference. We've got some guys in the vault that we're excited about, but it's a strong area in the conference. We've done okay in like middle distance and distance events over time. But again, we graduated a lot of guys there last year, so those are areas we've done well at. But like I said, we feel like we have a good guy in the short sprints. We feel like we got a couple guys in the 400 or maybe 600 who can do something. So we pretty much hit all areas of where we think we can do something. Do I think that we have one group that stands out as this group's going to lead the way for us? Not necessarily. So we have some graduation things to overcome, and we'll just kind of see how things develop as it goes along. When you move outdoors, you get a couple more throwing events, which sometimes helps us. You throw in some events like the 400 hurdles or the steeplechase or something like that, and so we think we have some people in those areas that can help too.
Now, still regarding the men's, who do you think the top 10 teams would be, or the top teams in the MIAA this year?
Pitt State had won conference meet after conference meet after conference meet, and that followed Central Missouri winning conference meet after conference meet after conference meet. But Missouri Southern finally broke through. They have such a good program and just had broke through last year and winning the conference outdoor meet. And I would expect them. They were very good in cross country this fall. I would expect them to be good again this year. But Lincoln is really good with their sprinters, and one of the things that always just stands out to me about this conference is the depth, and you got the top team, but honestly how good the 4th best team or the 5th best team in the conference is. That's what always stands out to me. So I'm always hesitant to say, I think this team's a favorite, this team's a favorite before any of us have done anything, but those are the programs that traditionally have been pretty successful.
Now switching over to the women's, like the men's, the women's roster is also larger than it has been in recent years. How has this large group helped the program this fall and heading into the track season?
Yeah, our last 2 recruiting classes on the women's side have been bigger than what the norm has been for us on the women's side. And that's pretty cool at practice, having more depth in some areas. There's always, no matter how big your roster is, there's always an area or two on your team where you think, we wish we had a little more depth here or there. But yeah, that's been kind of neat, and even just doing entries and having 3 or 4 people that you feel like are decent athletes that you can enter in each event as you go through. Again, very young team. So the thing that I probably noticed in our, we kind of did an inter-squad duel a week before the meet that we competed in December, is a number of younger athletes on our women's team who were successful in high school, who are just kind of figuring this thing out, who probably are a little timid. It's maybe a little bit just the confidence of this being normal for me now. And so we're excited to see where they're at in 3 or 4 weeks, maybe past Christmas break, 3 or 4 weeks into the main part of our indoor season, and see where they're at.
What are some events you think the women will excel in?
Probably similar to what I was saying with the guys. We hope to do well in all of them. Some events for us are harder in this conference to compete in than others. But we have an All-American high jumper coming back. We've got a national qualifier in the shot put, who's actually redshirting the indoor season, but we'll have Mackenzie for the outdoor season. We feel like we have a pretty talented group in the women's throws, but it's still a young group, so we just have to take some time for that to develop. And one from that group that we were really excited about is actually going to be out with an injury for the rest of the year, but still from a long-term perspective, we're happy in that area. The vault, now that's probably our group with the most experience. Some of our best vaulters are juniors and seniors. Again, a very tough event in the conference, but we think we can do something there. And then have a few distance runners that that we feel like can contribute as well.
Speaking of distant runners, Morgan Benish is now a 2-time cross-country All-American, and is the 2016 steeple qualifier. How does she look heading into the indoor season?
Yeah, hopefully pretty good. I saw her work out yesterday, and seemed like things were going well for her. So Morgan dealt with an injury the last 4 or 5 weeks of the cross-country season. Actually, just about a week before the conference cross-country meet. She probably had her best race of the year at the conference cross-country meet, and part of it was she hadn't run very much that week, so she was pretty rested going into that. And we spent the rest of the season just trying to kind of hold things together, and she still managed to, like you said, qualify for nationals and ended up being an All-American. But she probably walked away a little disappointed with the outcome. She thought she could do a little bit better than that. And so we gave her some time off, and now we're back in training, and I think things are going all right for her right now on the injury front. But indoor's been the one that she hasn't conquered yet. She's done well in cross, and she's been a conference champ and qualified for nationals outdoors. But indoors, a lot of times has been kind of a slow start the first 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll see how that goes for her. But very actively engaged as a senior, very focused on wanting to do good things.
Last question.
Yeah.
Who do you think will be the top team in the MIAA this year for women's?
I think last year's outdoor national meet, there was a team from our conference that won, and last year's indoor national meet, there was a team from our conference that won, and it was a different school. And year before that, there was another team from our conference that won a national title. So I think when the last 3 national titles were all from the MIAA, that it's a tough conference. But that being Central Missouri and Lincoln and Pitt State, those 3 have tended to be the 3 that are really, really good in this conference. And again, whether you're winning a national title or if you're competing for it, you're obviously good. So I would think those 3, but Missouri Southern has consistently been in there for 4th. And then there's a whole crew of us battling it out for 5th, it seems like a lot of times. But I feel like, again, we're just excited with the better depth we have on the women's side and the youth of it. It's just a matter of how that youth grows kind of moving forward.
Perfect.
So.